Legend Total War here, and today we've got a Rate Your Doomstack video covering a Tomb King Bone Giant Doomstack, and we'll be going up against Dark Elves. We've got Malice Darkblade here, and he happens to have 67% ward save, which is going to be the biggest problem in this army. But we're not up against a huge amount of force here. You know, for a Doomstack, it's, you know, usually we go up against like 2 to 4 armies. Now, the thing is in this situation here is that this is about the extent to which Bone Giants can handle. Now, I don't really think that Bone Giants are a very good Doomstack within the Tomb King roster. I think that they've just got better choices. They used to be one of my go-to Doomstacks, but the more I use them, the more I think, there's better choices. So anyway, we're going to jump into the battle, and I'm going to explain all the strengths and weaknesses, I think, to a Bone Giant Doomstack, and why I think that you should get one eventually, but don't prioritize it as your first Doomstack or as the, you know, the army that's going to turn everything around for you. This is the army that you recruit when you've got, you know, 12 other armies and all of your other capacities are finished and you've got Bone Giants available. So instead of recruiting an army full of skeletons, you recruit an army full of Bone Giants. That's where you should, in my opinion, get a Bone Giant army. So it's more like, this is the scraping of the bottom of the barrel army, not the, I need you to win this campaign for me. Don't rely heavily on these guys. They're not terrible. I mean, at the end of the day, all Tomb King units are free of upkeep. You should definitely increase your capacity of Bone Giants because the building itself provides lots of global bonuses that you really need, such as the Lord Recruit rank and the extra Canopic Jars per turn. So there's space enough in your primary settlement to build them in every one of your provinces, so you should do it. Also provides public order in adjacent provinces, very useful if you're playing on legendary difficulty, especially if you're not playing as Cetra. The other guys have a little bit of trouble with their public order. But yeah, don't prioritize building this army right away. And I'll explain why. These guys here just don't pack that much of a punch. I feel like they used to be a lot better, and they're better than regular giants, but they really just don't pack that much of a punch. And this is a fairly small map, so it actually gives us a disadvantage because we're not using the edge of our range here. And we don't want to go... We don't want to, like, position ourselves over here and then shoot into dirt. So you have to make sure they've got a correct line of sight. Now, another thing is that with Bone Giants, you want to really make sure that you set them up in a tight line like this. Don't just click on them and then just go straight in a line, not unless you're going up against something super easy, because what ends up happening, the AI loves to go super wide, right? And they come at you, and then if, let's just say 60% of their forces get to you after you've shot the crap out of them, Bone Giants are really awful in melee, and if they get surrounded, single entities are really bad in melee, because any unit that's attacking its back basically resorts their melee defense down to 0, so they just take a lot of damage. But if you're in a circle like this, well, it's not a circle, if you're in a line like this, nice and compacted, and you sort of clump up together when it's time to go into melee, because we're outnumbered here, it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to stagger our forces and have some of them shooting and some of them in melee to just tank them. They'll fight a lot better if they're back-to-back with other Bone Giants or units of similar size. And this isn't going to impede their shots, as long as we're shooting from the front. Anybody that goes around the flanks there, we're not going to be able to shoot. But we can't, these guys aren't rattling guns, we can't expect them to just blow up the entire army just by shooting them really quickly. That's just not going to work. Alright, so I've got that as well, so that's useful to note. Alright, another thing is that we've got a Tomb Prince in the army, which I don't really see the point of it. The only thing I can see it doing is holding back the enemy a little bit. These guys don't have amazing crowd control. They're really good at killing huge swaths of infantry, but apart from that, that's sort of their role. And I don't see that as being an important role here. Necrotect, I wouldn't... Yeah, Necrotex is fine as long as you get a limited number of them, so you want to put them in your best armies, and given the Tomb King roster, I no longer think that the Bone Giant should be designated as one of your A team, basically. When I did a full map completion as Khemri, I had armies that had... I used every unit in their roster. I had a Carrion Doomstack, I had Nehakaran Horses Doomstack, Necrosphinx, Hero Titans, Tomb Scorpions, and Bone Giants, and Bone Giants kind of performed the worst. out of the Doomstacks. Alright, so how am I going to do this? I'm not going to gamble. Right, go over there and just try to slow them down. Just let them shoot at whatever they want to some degree, at least to begin with. Or actually, killing that dragon would be pretty good. Wait till it gets a bit closer before we target it. Alright, now I'm going to pin this one down right at the start. Because every bit that we can slow them down will just be really helpful. Also, Malice Darkblade. Get pinned. Come on, come on, come on, move, move, move. This was pretty risky doing this. Move, 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 move. Good, Bone Giant's doing well there. Take out that dragon. Anything we can do to delay them is good. Because you want to get these guys enough time to shoot. Their firing rate's not particularly good. Alright, good. We didn't take too much damage there. We've got a health. That's good. But whatever you do, don't shoot Malice. He's got too much ward save. It's a complete waste. The only way we're going to beat him in this battle is if he's the last one standing and we just inflict the army loss penalty. Alright, your job's going to be to handle these guys on the side here. Alright, artillery shooting at us. You can't really do much about that. It's not a huge concern. Alright, let's pin them down again. Okay. Okay, gotta be shooting the Hydras. We don't want to be turning around too much. You can handle these guys just easily enough. You come over here and help out a little bit. Because, yeah, I think the Hydras are going to be the biggest problem. Okay, we've got this as well. All in due time. So, got some good equipment on these heroes, for sure. That's going to be really handy. Alright, now... Okay, I need a banishment on these Dark Shards, because they're going to be the biggest problem for us. The Necrotect will be particularly helpful in providing some missile resist. Yeah, they're pretty pissed at our guy here. Best thing I think we can do about Malice is just try to slow down his rate of attack. And really need to get rid of those Dark Shards. Also, Bone Giants have really low leadership. And, yeah, they can start breaking pretty early. See, once they go into melee, we haven't really thinned them out by very much at all. Once they go into melee, they really fall apart. And they're too slow to act as skirmishers. Come on, you just basically got to use them in melee now. I don't have enough magic to do anything. I've used up pretty much all my abilities. What are you doing? Get over here and help us against that Scourge Runner. I just got to try to get enough banishments in to actually get the army loss in now. Before we die. If you could get in closer over here. I need some more. Need some more wins. I can't get him out of there. Okay, here we go, here we go. Alright, where's the biggest cluster of them? Yeah, in here. Need to clear up the general for us. Okay, come on. Move over here a little bit. The Dark Conduit's not going to bother us that much. Let's try to get our guys closer together. They'll fight a little bit better. Yeah, we got guys falling to pieces over here. Let's pin down that Black Dragon. Move in. Try to get in there. Right, no, it's not back yet. Tomb Prince is having a hard time. Like I said, just didn't have a really distinct role in this army. Okay, this is it. Well, it's nice and tight. Chuck down those banishments. Good thing you got these items. It's really saving us a lot more than the bloody fucking Bone Giants are. Kind of good they're shooting at him. I'll just micro him so they're not shooting at the bone giants because they're an easy target. And one of the biggest problems with the bone giant is their size. Same problem that the regular giants have. They're just too big. I think we're winning, but just not well. Yeah. Let me try to finish off this dragon here. The Hydra's still in there. And just clear out all the infantry with magic. Alright, if we want you to survive the battle, I think it's time for you to go. At least just go over there. I'd send someone to go take out the Reaper Bolt Throwers, but because we did not have the speed advantage, anybody that I sent over there was basically going on a suicide mission. And I think shooting it would have been a mistake. Because we probably wouldn't have ended up destroying it. And now it doesn't have enough ammunition for me to bother going over there. And no, stay together, everybody. Stay together. Just pick on something over there. You're fine. Stay there. Alright, get in there. Gotta get those heals in. Very important ability, this one. Looking for any abilities we got left. Not many. The wizard has healed as much as it can. Oh, we're taking some damage here with the Tomb Prince. Yeah, I gotta get out of there. What are you doing? Yeah, they're targeting us. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Okay, Necrotech's actually holding out pretty well in there. Yeah, get him out. Yeah, go after this. They won't be able to catch you from that. That's it. If they're shooting at the wizard, we can at least dodge it. There's no way I can dodge with the bone giant. Alright, gotta get in close so I can pop this down. Works better when there's friendlies nearby. Stay together, everyone. Okay. Right, at least he got them off the artillery, but there was only a few of them left anyway. How's Malice? He's probably close to full health. I can't see him anywhere though. He's gotta still be in there. He had so much ward save. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's at full health. Thing is, all these dark shards were by far the biggest threat, and we're too slow to go after them. And if we start doing that, then can all those heroes kill us? Yeah, see, it's just causing too much damage, and he hasn't even. God, he hasn't even gone Sarkhan yet. Go after the ones that have a bit more ammo, because they're still a threat. I'm sure part of the problem here is that he's just healing a lot. Now, if the battle pacing slows down a bit more, okay, good, they're going into melee, then we can maybe heal faster than we take damage with this ability. Except for Malice, of course. Good, he's obstructed. Tomb Prince. I was going to get him off the battlefield, but if I do that, I'm worried I'm actually going to lose. How much damage have we actually done to Malice? Just click on him. We've done 2,000 in total. Not much. So we've also got this buff spell here that we could do, but if I miscast, our dudes are gonna die. Well, our wizard will die. So try to go for everything else except Malice. Try to general snipe him. When you're going up against an enemy lord that's this powerful and they're outnumbering you, it's actually really bad to go after him. Unless you can guarantee you're going to snipe him, because if you, let's just say you do manage to get rid of him with the shots, which was unlikely, well then you've still got to deal with the fact that you're outnumbered and they would have closed in, we would have gotten overwhelmed. Whereas Malice's greatest strength at this point in the battle is his resistance. Not necessarily his damage output, which is why I didn't focus on him. We want to try to focus on the stuff that's actually doing damage to us, like Dark Sharp. I just can't fucking get at them. Okay, I got all this magic, I just don't know what to do with it. Alright, looks like yep, there we go. That's what I was hoping to do. Is basically just cause the army losses on Malice so that we didn't have to kill him. But we did win. Because yeah, if it came down, like, if it came really down to it and he was unbreakable, he probably could have beaten us all by himself. So that's why I didn't focus on him at all. Kill the army to rout the general. And our army took an absolute beating. Now, I would say that of the armies that you could put them up against, this one would probably be one of the most difficult you could go up against. But truth be told, the Bone Giant Doomstack is not really good against anything. They're not good in sieges. Like, they can handle sieges, but they're not good at it. They're not good against melee-focused armies. They're not good against ranged-focused armies. Do you know what they're good against? They're good against stuff that's weaker than them. That's about it. And that's not the definition of a Doomstack. So, I'm not gonna classify this one a Doomstack. If you're gonna Doomstack with the Tomb Kings, my recommendation is to prioritize a Tomb Scorpion Doomstack, because they punch way above their pay grade. You know, tier 4 unit, just like this, a Tomb Scorpion Doomstack without a wizard probably could have beaten that quite easily, although Dark Elves are some of the most difficult to go up against with Tomb Scorpions. Kemrian War Sphinx performs better, Necro Sphinxes perform better, Hero Titans perform better. So, of the tier 4 and above constructs, the Bone Giants kind of perform the worst. They're too slow to act as skirmishers. You can see in that battle, we barely used up any of our ammo because we couldn't fire fast enough. And once they had closed in us, there was no way we were going to, like, pull back and get some of them to shoot. And unless we corner camped and put our guys in front of each other, there was no way we were going to get any of them shooting but also be protecting. And even if we had done that, they would have been obstructed, which is why it's important to just keep them in a straight line. You can't checkerboard them, because if they're standing even just a little bit behind another Bone Giant, they just straight up won't shoot. So they got to be a straight line, tight as possible, otherwise they're not going to do it. And when they go into melee, they're awful. So they're not good at shooting, they're not good at melee. They're not the worst unit in your roster, and I do recommend getting them, because it's sort of like, well, if I got nothing else, I might as well get them. But as far as the Doomstack is concerned, no. I'm going to rate this a 5 out of 10. It's not a Doomstack. It's not this guy's fault. I think he built the army just right. The heroes are good. If it wasn't for the heroes, we wouldn't have won this, especially the wizard. He put the right equipment on them. The Lord did a great job, but the Bone Giants just really, I couldn't get much value out of them. We ended the battle with like 75% of our ammo. I tried to delay them with Net of Amontok, but I can't cast it on the entire army. They went too wide. So there's just a lot of areas where just Bone Giants, they just fall a bit flat. Not the worst unit in their roster, but only a 5 out of 10 Doomstack. You know, they can handle armies of about equal size to them fairly easily. But if they start getting like a stack higher than them, like you're going up against 2 stacks, if they go up against lots of numbers, they really falter, because they just can't shoot enough troops, and when they go into melee, they're just awful. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Bone Giant. I used to really like them, and I still do kind of like them, because they're better than, like, you got a choice between skeleton spears and Bone Giants. Of course I'm gonna go Bone Giants, but I no longer prioritize getting these guys early and thinking, ooh, I got myself a good Doomstack here. No, once I've got the Tomb Scorpions, I'm set. And I try to prioritize getting loads and loads of Tomb Scorpions army, because they just perform so much better and they're a lot easier to use as well. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you. Bye.